We managed to find the refugee camp, but I'll have to tell you guys, that was frustrating as hell for me.
Beasts.
I had no idea how to go about looking for
They're
it.
completely livid.
First they come to our land, then they murder our people.
Drop them all into the sea!
Sir, this place is off limits to the public. Please state your business or leave, or I shall request that the police escort you out.
I'll lie, see what happens.
My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm from City Hall. They sent me to oversee the situation.
No, you're not. I'm the supervisor of the camp, and I'm the one who's handling the current situation on behalf of City Hall. Ronald Harlow at your service. Now, sir, tell me who you really are, or you'll have to explain yourself to the police. I have full authority to request they detain you.
Very well, Mr. Harlow. I am a private investigator. I'm looking for a witness on my case. Sherlock Holmes is my real name, though.
A private investigator? Really? Even so, you're not authorized. I can't let you in, so please, step back.
Oh, he's stressed out. He's a tired pen pusher because we could tell by his shoes.
The people in the crowd are shouting about a murder in the camp. Are you trying to hide it?
It's mere assumption. I assure you that the situation is under the police's control.
If it was under control, if there was no dead body, you wouldn't be as nervous as you are. You would be sitting in your cozy dark corner of the City Hall room doing nothing as usual. Yet, you're here, trying to deal with a series of problems you never asked for.
These insults are inappropriate. You don't know what I'm doing for this camp. Even though the rest of City Hall doesn't give a bloody squat about the refugees, maybe I didn't want to be assigned to this camp. But I'm trying to do my best for these people. If not for my work, they might not have any shelter or food even.
I apologize, Mr. Harlow. Perhaps I was prejudiced towards you, but in any case, I'm sure that you would still want this to be over as quickly as possible. The current reality is that neither you nor the police are managing things well here. You are unable to calm the crowd. You have simply never handled a situation like this before.
What are you driving at, Mr. Holmes?
I can help you, sure.
I can help you to handle the situation if you're truly interested in solving things quickly and quietly.
And how exactly would you manage that?
Simply tell the police that I'm with City Hall and I'm permitted to investigate the scene. I'll work out the rest, but in return I need your help finding my witness. She's a young refugee. She's with child or was with child recently.
Look, there is indeed a dead body inside the camp. So even if the girl you are looking for is there, all the refugees are now being detained and interrogated by the police. They won't allow you to speak with her, and I can't do anything about that until the situation settles down.
So it's in our mutual interest to settle it.
Oh. I suppose that things are bad enough that I ought not shy away from help. All right, Mr. Holmes. I'll tell the police to allow you to come inside. Just tell me when you're ready.
Mr. Harlow, how did the refugees end up here exactly?
Oh, so you're not from around here yourself?
I've been away for some time, but I read the papers.
Yes, this whole story has been in the papers for almost a year now. They were smuggled to Cordona on a ship from Africa.
Smuggled? Then why didn't you deport them?
The smugglers managed to sneak them to shore and hide them inside an abandoned warehouse. When the police raided the warehouse and found the refugees there, the ship was already gone. We aren't even certain as to which ship it was. We have busy shipping routes with other colonies these days, you see.
So you decided to lock them up under a bridge?
There was no other option. We're still trying to work out what to do with them. I only hope we'll find a humane solution and not put them on a raft and float them out to sea.
Yeah, that would be very mean.
Mr. Harlow, what exactly do you do here? What are your responsibilities?
What I do and what I am responsible for are two different realities, Mr. Holmes. On paper, I am in charge of the camp territory, security, provision, and the refugees in general. What I actually do most of the time is knock on every City Hall door trying to obtain some funding, or at least rations for the camp.
The police here on City Hall's behalf too?
They are, minus those who came here after the body was found. The governor won't let the refugees disperse into the islands, so there's a significant police presence guarding the camp. Naturally, they answer directly to the police. I have some influence here, but I'm not their direct authority.
I'm ready to take a look at the scene.
All right. Go inside the camp and find Inspector Tewkesbury. He's the officer investigating the scene. Tell him I sent you. Say you're an independent expert from City Hall. He'll fill in the details for you.
I'll find my way with words. Thank you, Mr. Harlow.
Murder! Beasts!
Okay, let's go solve the murder.
So they keep these refugees under a bridge like proverbial trolls. No wonder the people outside are so disturbed.
Let's see if we find any evidence on the way. I don't think so.
Who the hell are you? How did you get in here?
Mr. Ronald Harlow let me in, sir. I'm Sherlock Holmes, a surveyor of refugee affairs with City Hall. You're Inspector Tewkesbury, I presume?
A surveyor? What does that even mean?
In short, I've been sent to conduct an extensive report on the incident for the Colonial Office and to assess all the damage inflicted on state property.
Got it. Another paperworm sent to count money and get food for archive mold. Go on, look around, but don't make yourself too at home. As if I didn't have enough problems before you appeared.
Could you first tell me what happened here?
What happened? People from the bridge above the camp heard a woman screaming and saw a mass of refugees attacking a man. Clearly not a refugee. When the camp guards came by, the man was floating in the sewage canal with a knife in his chest. Bam. A murder. Big news for Cordona.
I'm sure. Thank you, Inspector. And none of the refugees were harmed?
One fellow was cut. He's lying over there near their kitchen. He's in a bad way.
You mentioned a woman screaming who attracted the bypassers on the bridge. Was she harmed?
No, she's all right, but perhaps the whole debacle started because of her. She started wailing and the refugees stood up for the girl.
And where is this young woman now?
Back there in the shacks, same as the rest of the refugees. She's being questioned by my men, but she's just some refugee girl. Can't understand much English.
Did you learn anything about the dead man?
The fellow looks like a thug. I've had dozens like him fished out of the sea over the past 20 years. Ever since these refugees arrived, there have been people on Cordona with bad blood in them. My best bet is that this thug had something against them too.
And no clue as to his identity?
He had some items on his body, but nothing to indicate who he was or where he was from.
I think I should catalogue his possessions in my records.
Go on. They're on the table near the body.
Do you have any suspects yet?
You're joking, right? I've got a whole camp full of suspects. And if you ask me, this bloke had it coming. Better bury him and forget about the whole thing. And now there's a crowd gathered at the camp, and my superiors say we must thoroughly interrogate the refugees. At least those who can understand any English.
Do you believe that your superiors wish to get rid of the refugees?
I think that both our superiors would rather keep the story quiet. Since that's an unaffordable luxury now, they're looking how to protect their public image. That's why I have to waste my time waiting for my people to turn every stone and befriend every refugee.
Alright, let's solve this thing.
Here we go again. Number of hours on Cordona before stumbling upon another dead body? 0.
It seems Sherlock is attracting all this violence.
A simple leather sheath. Perfect for a dirk. Malpal, soaked with salt water.
So could it be our guy again?
£1,000. A fair sum, especially considering British currency isn't very common in Cordona.
So these Malpal cigarettes, we're starting to see them everywhere now. Every crime scene. I I guess maybe one guy's responsible for everything. Let's talk to these guys, see what they know, if anything.
Could you help me?
Nothing I can tell you, sir, but others might know more.
Okay, so you think I'm asking about the girl? There's the dead guy. Let's take a look.
Coal dust under the nails. I don't see much coal around here.
So it's the guy with the limp, probably smoking malpals.
A steel dirk. Sharp. A common accessory among sailors and soldiers. I'd say the blade penetrated upward, however the wound is too messy to be certain.
Upwards, so the guy was short.
An interesting tattoo. Does it mean something?
So we know that the guy who had a limp also had a tattoo on his neck. So I wonder if it's the same kind of tattoo. Seems they know each other in that case.
Heavy boots, with one sole far more worn than the other. This man was limping John. A violent death. But this man, limping. Coal dust. I think we're onto something here, John.
Or this is our guy. Because we know he had a tattoo on his neck. And he smoked malpals. Interesting.
If they find out about the passage, everything will go to hell.
Alright, let's eavesdrop.
Nobody will know anything if you keep your bloody mouth shut.
The coppers smell fishy here, Sherry. Perhaps we should sniff around in the camp a little more thoroughly.
So the cops were making money off this camp somehow.
Sherry, just look at this. Living quarters in a sewer. What kind of a genius bureaucrat came up with this idea?
May I ask for your assistance?
A solid question, sir, but I don't have the answer.
Okay, so these guys probably won't know much. What else can we look at? This guy was hurt.
The cut is deep, potentially serious if not treated immediately. He is in shock, feverish and dehydrated.
Sherry, you know first aid. Surely you have a duty to help this man. You can't leave him to certain death.
Maybe I can find a way to help him somehow.
The blood sprayed off the blade after the strike. No hint of blood or impact. It might have been used as an improvised weapon. Oh, carnelian agate beads, a traditional African adornment. Someone was dragged against their will.
The refugees have been detained and will not leave until all the circumstances are clarified. Back off.
Okay, fair enough. I'll solve this in a jiffy. Let's see if I can help him somehow. Can I help you?
Do you know anything about this?
A solid question, sir, but I don't have the answer.
So maybe we can talk to the main guy, and he'll do something. Wait, there's something here.
Police boots. Always happy to trample evidence. A man's footprint. A heavy boot with a worn-out sole.
So it looks like a cop was here as well. Maybe a cop was involved somehow.
Someone bled profusely here. A fresh crack, as if the crate was hit recently. A blood trail leading to or from the canal. A furrow in the ground.
There's a lot of evidence here.
Clearly a left handprint here. You know what? I'd like to understand.
What?
How did our dead man end up inside the camp in the first place?
So we got that. Is there any evidence here?
Just washed. Better than nothing to bandage the wound.
Okay, I don't think we want to go outside yet. So would you be able to help the guy?
You still here? Your problem, not mine. I've already told you all I've learned. Go bother someone else with this, son.
The guards at the sewers were speaking about taking refugees out of the camp. Do you know anything about this, Inspector?
Less than you do, obviously.
And this doesn't bother you as an officer of the law?
I can neither punish them nor put them on the right track, if that's what you're asking. Maybe your friends at City Hall could do something about it, but I seriously doubt that. To be honest, I'm sick and tired of being frowned on for my uniform. If those fine gentlemen you've eavesdropped on are in some shady business, that's on their heads.
Okay, I don't think I'm done with you.
I'm busy. Don't you have papers to fill? City Hall lubberheads.
I guess I am done with you.
I'll use it to create a solution.
We got everything here. Right now I'm trying to help the refugee.
I'm afraid these leaves can only be added to tea.
Okay, so I can't do anything with those.
I can use this to stop the infection from spreading. I've collated all the ingredients, now to prepare the first aid solution.
Thank you.
This should make you feel better, my friend. Now remain lying down and drink as much water as you can.
Well done, Sherry. At least he won't die from the infection.
Maybe he can tell me something. Maybe not.
It's unlikely anyone could get in or out of the camp by water without alerting the police guards.
So he didn't get in through here. Jump down maybe?
I'm busy. Don't you have papers to fill? City Hall lubberheads.
Murder! Beasts!
I hope I'm not making a grave mistake in trusting you, Mr. Holmes.
I hope so too. Okay, I don't think there's anything here. So let's just go back.
Murder! Beasts!
I know there's a gate here. Maybe he came in through there. Oh wait, there's a ladder. But I can't get up here. Oh, I can.
No, it's too short for these walls or cliffs. Sealed shut. I doubt our man could get through these grates.
So how did he get in? That's a good question. Let's ask these guys.
Can I ask you a question?
Nothing I can tell you, sir, but others might know more.
Alright, you don't know anything. What else do we have? No, not this way. What am I not seeing?
Back off.
That's not very nice. Okay, what's missing? Apparently Sherlock does not like water very much. He just sinks his feet in and he's almost dead. Okay, what is missing? Seriously. If you guys have any idea, let me know down below in the comments. Also, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button if you're enjoying the series. Maybe right here. No. Okay, what do we know? Okay, so we know that dead man was the same guy from the gallery. But that does not help us find out how he came in. Do you know anything?
May I ask for your assistance?
A solid question, sir, but I don't have the answer.
Okay, what about you?
Do you know anything about this?
Nothing I can tell you, sir, but others might know more.
Time to check your who, what, and what, Sherry. Who are you asking? About what, and dressed as what?
Okay, so I think John gave us a hint. Dressed as what? Perhaps he was dressed as a cop.
I'm busy. Don't you have papers to fill? City Hall lubberheads.
Okay, so we missed this evidence.
Roadman cigarettes. A brand highly regarded by law enforcement officers.
Is there anything else? Oh, there is. Malpal.
A single Malpal butt. So there wasn't any sophisticated infiltration plan. The good old police just let the man into the camp. Now we have everything we need to get the full picture of what happened at the camp.
Okay, it's reconstruction time.
I'm busy. Don't you have papers to fill? City Hall lubberheads.
Okay, let's see. Lots is happening here. Okay, so somebody's chasing somebody, is that right? Look at the footprints. Yeah, that doesn't look correct either. Okay, let's start right over here. Now, we know somebody was dragged by the footmarks. So that would seem correct. Now, somebody's attacked here. Okay, if she was being dragged, this would seem more correct. I don't think she was helping fight. Okay, I think this is it because this is where we found the necklace, right? And we can see the necklace breaking here. I think this is correct because they were running. You can tell by the footprints. What was here? The crate. Okay, so this looks correct because the crate was broken. And he touched this thing, probably, right? No, that's definitely not it. Alright, this makes sense. Let's try to validate, see what happens.
So, we have a thug who came to take a refugee woman with him. She resisted, but he dragged her by force. One of the refugees stood in his way, armed with a stick, yet he could do nothing against a cutthroat with a blade. The man didn't anticipate that the other refugees would intervene and stand against him. In the confusion, the woman managed to break free. The thug took fright and fled. He was stopped by the falling crates. He stumbled and fell, piercing his chest with his own blade. However, the wound didn't cause instant death. He managed to stand, but still bleeding, he lost his balance on the bridge and fell. Before all of this, the man had freely entered the camp through the main entrance. The police admitted him after they had a short smoke together.
You live by the sword, you die by the sword. In our man's case, it's the same sword.
Okay, so we're starting to make a case.
Mr. Harlow, your refugees didn't murder anyone.
What? Pray tell me what you've learned.
All right, listen carefully. This might solve one problem for you, but will create a few more.
Oh, well, that's a great start.
The man came to the camp intending to kidnap one of your refugees, a woman. What he didn't expect was that the refugees would stand up to protect the woman. A brawl had broken out. In the chaos of it, the man stumbled over those crates and fell on his own blade.
How do you know he fell on his own blade?
The wound in his chest was inflicted from an unusual angle. It was not an offensive stab, shall we say. The refugees didn't touch him. And judging by the blood at the scene, the intruder managed to raise himself but was unable to walk very far. He ultimately fell into the canal.
But how did he sneak into the camp? Why didn't the police see him?
And this is where your new problems emerge, Mr. Harlow.
What do you mean?
You're not a dull-witted man. You know what I mean. There is no feasible way to get into the camp without the police guards knowing of it.
The pile of mess I had to sort out has just become bigger, but somehow that doesn't surprise me. Anyway, I thank you for your help, Mr. Holmes. I'll take it from here. Meanwhile, I'll make sure the police aren't detaining the refugees any longer. You can go back in and look for your witness.
You think one small clock can make any difference in this place?
Who knows, John? Just one ill-fitting cog could make the whole machine crumble.